Okay, so we're going to be looking at first of all how to import an image, and then how to change the color balance and the depth of the image. Okay, so I found this image on the internet. It's a retro poster. I just googled retro posters and I came up with a few, and I like this one. And I just opened it, right clicked it and saved it as into my pictures folder. Then I went into Fireworks and created a new project, and I just went edit, file, import, and I went to my pictures folder and I opened it, and there it is. There's my retro poster. Okay, so it tells you a little bit about it at the moment. It's a bitmap. It's imported it as a bitmap, which is fine. Now I'm going to change the colors in it. So if you select the image and you go over to on the right here in the optimize menu, you've got different options. For example, let's do a grayscale. A grayscale, so you can see how extreme it is. And then if you hit preview over here, well, if you go 2 up, you can see them side by side. Oh no, it's not grayscale. Grayscale. So you can see it's very simple. It's just turned it to black and white. It'll also tell you how big the file is, and you'll see that as you use less colors or you go to grayscale, that the file size will go down, and it will also tell you how far it will take to load on a web page at 56k bps, which is very, very slow. So instead of grayscale, let's go back to normal web adaptive. Now you can reduce the colors. For example, a GIFs are quite small, so we go for a GIF, a 128 GIF, and over here you've got an option where it says colors, and these are all the colors that are in the picture. It's sort of scan the picture, but you can reduce these and it will try and average them out. So if we go for 8, for example, it might be a bit hard to see, but it's the quality's gone down a bit. Like all the shading over here is a bit rough, but it is a smaller file now. It's 31.28k, whereas before it was 123.32k. So it's a lot smaller, and it'll be a lot quicker to load. You can change that right down. Let's go to 4. Hopefully you can see the difference here. So yeah, a lot of details gone, a lot of finer details gone. It's kind of averaged out the colours. All the shading around the edge, the sort of the blurring and the dodging is all kind of gone. But again, it's a smaller file, 21.96k, so it will load quicker. So that's one way to do it. If we go back to where we started, go back to the original, you can also, similarly to Photoshop, you can go to commands, filters, and adjust color. You can select the picture, that helps. Filters, adjust color. You can do very simple things like adjust the brightness like you would on a TV or a monitor, so it just makes it brighter. And you can increase the contrast, which highlights the differences between the dark areas and the light areas. So it makes the light areas lighter and the dark areas darker. So, like, yeah, it's gone all grey there. So there's quite a difference there. Okay, cancel that. You can also, there's some more filters up here. You can add blurs. It's a pretty extreme blur I'm going to put on, so you can kind of see it better. It's pretty extreme. Normal, blurred. You probably don't want anything that extreme. If you go filters, blur. Now it's added a slight blur, but it might not be easy for you to see. Go blur more. And again. And you can just keep adding more and more blur as much as you want, and then edit undo, etc. to go back. And you're back to where you started. So that's blurring, is softening and sharpening. You can also, there's a few similar to the blur, there's sharpen and there's sharpen more. So there's blur and there's blur more, which will make it softer. Sharpen and sharpen more, which will make it sharper. Yes, a little bit crisper there. You may not be able to see it properly. Let's add some more. Yeah, it's pretty sharp now. There's loads of little detail. All the little specks and things are being picked out. That's what else there is. You can add noise, which sort of tries to give it a sort of an older camera effect. Cancel that. Yep, so most of these options are in filters. To change the color balance and the depth and the contrast and the brightness, etc. And then over here you can change your palette of colors, so you can make it smaller. And you can see, if you compare them side by side, that it's a lot less detailed, but it's a smaller file, and in theory it should load quicker. Okay.